But those are some of the things too, where we look at, what is that toxin doing to the system? What is that synthetic doing to the system? And how does that then affect digestion, which affects ability to absorb nutrients, which then affects the hormones? And how do we then reverse that?
So how do we? Tell us.
Well, the first thing, even with my diabetic clients, I have them do is start a fasting program. And we look at what is the most appropriate. I have everyone fast for a minimum of 12 hours because, as you know, the hormones leptin and ghrelin run on that 12-hour cycle. And if you stick something in your mouth at 6 a.m., you need to have swallowed that bite by 6 p.m., the last bite by 6 p.m., because otherwise you start that whole cycle again and we start stressing out the body and asking it to store things as fat as opposed to use them for energy. So I have everyone start with a 12-hour, and then I work people up to a 16 to 18-hour fast, depending on how their body is responding. And then we go to simple whole foods, and we use things that have things like mastic gum in them that can actually go in and repair the lining of the gut, slippery elm, aloe, and those kinds of things that are very gentle and help heal the cells. And again, plant-based, not synthetic-based. So they're not derived in a factory. They are coming from the whole plant so that we can really help the person kind of restore that whole system. And then after we get their system functioning mostly the way that we intend to have it do, we see their inflammation come down. And what we have seen in my practice is that people are coming off cholesterol meds, high blood pressure meds, beta blockers, and their diabetes meds in 6 weeks, which is phenomenal. But also we start seeing improvements in their thyroid lab numbers. In fact, I just had a client go through the program who had been put on thyroid medication in January. He started the program in February. In March, he's like, I don't know what's going on, but I can't stop sweating and my heart rate feels abnormally fast. He was wearing a device to track his sleeping and his heart rate was above 60 while he was sleeping. And I said, go get your thyroid labs run again. And sure enough, his thyroid was overproducing. So I said, maybe talk to your doctor about coming off that or slowly weaning yourself off of it and see how you do. And his labs were through the roof. And so they did take him off the medication and then said, let's try using it once a week and see what happens. And when he uses it, his heart rate overnight is somewhere between 68 and 72. And so he's been choosing to not use it for the last 4 weeks because he knows that the inflammation level that he had is down low enough that his thyroid is actually functioning as intended now, and he's absorbing more nutrients. And then we really focus on getting them set up. We do genetic testing for nutrition and for the basic metabolic systems in the body. So lipid metabolism, oxidative stress, inflammation, detoxification, methylation. And we set them up on a meal plan and a supplement plan that is right for their genetics, not just here's the latest fad, do this with your meal plan and do this with your supplements. Because it's really important to pay attention to the individual. And then we really focus on how it's going over a 12-week process after that and what happens when I introduce a new food. And after we get a lot of that inflammation down and we get their C-reactive protein down, their homocysteine levels down, then I will do food sensitivity testing. Because if you test someone for food sensitivities while their system doesn't work and they can't absorb nutrients, they will test allergic to so many things that they are not actually allergic to. It's just the body overreacting because it's in distress.
That makes sense. I was not aware of that, but that makes total sense.
Yeah. So that's how we do it.